you need to read JoJolion. Now you're probably thinking, I don't need to read JoJolion. Steel Ball Run is better. But what if I told you that I think JoJolion is even better than Steel Ball Run? To start off, let's talk about what is JoJolion. So JoJolion is basically part 4 on crack with Steel Ball Run lore added to it. Yep, you heard me right. I think this is probably the most bizarre part we have ever gotten. But seriously, JoJolion is about a boy named Josuke, who has lost all of his memories, so he slowly works on getting to know who he is. Over time, he finds out that there's a lot of stuff that happened that caused him to lose his memory. Without spoiling anything about the story itself, JoJolion is about breaking a curse. And I will not tell you what that curse is because I want you to read it. Now, you're probably wondering still, so why do I need to read it? Well, I think you should read it because it has a super lovable cast. From Josuke, Yasuho, and the entire Higashikata family, JoJolion does not miss with its characters. The journey of Josuke finding his true self is one of my favorite things about this part. It really feels like you're growing alongside him throughout the story. He actually became my favorite protagonist of all time. He's that good. And of course, I can't forget about Yasuo. She honestly has to be one of the most loyal and helpful characters I've ever seen, and the relationship between her and Josuke was so sweet and wholesome, it gave me actual butterflies. Of course, the story can't be all that good without some awesome antagonists. Well, good for you, because JoJolion has a bunch of them, and I can say with confidence that at least 3 of them are S tier, so it certainly doesn't disappoint there. Of course, like any other JoJo part, past part 2 stands are back. And JoJolion also does not miss in that department. Josuke's Soft and Wet has got to be my favorite stand of all time. Both ability and design are just outstanding when it comes to this stand. I would also like to note that the final villain of this part has an amazing stand as well that I think you're all gonna love wholeheartedly, but again, I will not spoil it for you. The greatest thing about JoJolion, however, in my opinion, is the mystery. You start off knowing absolutely nothing about what's going on, kind of like in part 4, but even better. I love how at the end of the story, everything connects and it all fully makes sense. You just gotta praise Araki for coming up with such an amazing story. But without spoiling anything, that's about as much as I could talk about. I'm really curious, however, are you planning to read JoJolion? Did you already read it? And even if you have read it or haven't, what is your favorite JoJo part? Well, anyway, that's gotta be the end of this video. I hope I somewhat convinced you to check out JoJolion, and if I did, I would love to hear about it. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.